Live. Oh,
Not
here
yet.
we go. Maybe?
Meeting is now streaming live. Yes, yes,
There
yes,
we
yes.
go.
There we go. Yay. Hello, everyone.
Yay! There we
Hello.
go.
Hello. Hey. Okay, so let me go
Let me
ahead
figure
and
it
share it.
out. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Okay,
Oh,
I need to go to the Facebook page so I can see what's
I'll
happening.
share it as well on my page. So, and share it in my group.
I can hear it on yours, but not on mine.
All right.
Let me see. Let me see.
How are you?
I'm
All
doing
right.
well. How are you?
Good. So I'm not, okay, so let me go on. I need to be able to see. So I'm just going to turn down the volume.
For anyone that's tuning in live, this is the first time that I'm doing a Facebook Live through Zoom. So bear with me while I try to figure it all out.
Perfect. All right. Hello, 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 everyone.
Oh, hold on. It looks like we might have been, but not on mine. There's a
Sasha
delay.
is on. Hi, Sasha. How are you? All right. Hello, 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 everyone.
Oh, hold on. It looks like we might have been, but not on mine. Ah!
Sasha is on.
Is she?
Hi, Sasha. How are you?
I'm getting a huge delay.
Oh, hold on. It looks like we might have been, but not on mine.
I've got a huge delay on mine. What's going on?
Sasha, how are you?
I'm getting a huge delay.
Yeah, I can hear the delay.
Here we go. Okay. I've muted on mine. I've muted the Facebook one.
Good.
And
Yes.
watch through Zoom.
Yes.
That's how I'm going to do it.
Yes. Just everything is through Zoom. Ignore the Facebook, but you still need to look at the Facebook for comment, just in case if anybody have any question or concern or anything, and just to engage with the audience.
Today, thank you, Nikisha.
You're so welcome. It's a pleasure.
Oh my goodness.
You know, this has been like an amazing experience. You and we started the same time.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay,
know?
So let's share first of all where we met. I think it's pretty funny, actually.
Well, probably first introduce herself.
Oh yeah, let's do that first. So hello, everybody that's joining us. I'm Megan with the Center in Hamilton, and I'm actually cross-posting this onto my other page as well, which is Megan's Moments. So we're cross-posting on two of my pages. And this is the lovely Nikisha Geddes here. Do you want to just take a minute to explain what you do? Because you have your hands in a lot of different pots.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, a lot. But okay, so my name is Nikisha Geddes. I am the director of and co-founder of Beyond Services Choice Matters, Inc. We are a customized service for families, loved one with disability. We specialize in complex needs and behavior. We're based out of Brampton, Ontario. However, we service Toronto, Oakville, Burlington, Georgetown, like we go wide and far. And yes, and that's basically us in a nutshell. We believe that, like there's no two family alike. So our service is customized to your needs. What is it that you desire? What is it that you need to make your family life more, how would I say, manageable? And that's where we come in, and we follow all behavioral protocol. We customize. As I say, it's a customized service. There's no two service alike.
Absolutely. Oh, and you can probably hear my son in the background here too. He's doing his I'm going to laugh at everything but nothing thing going on right now. So it is what it is. We're quarantined.
We're quarantined and we're mom first and,
exactly.
And businesswoman and everything else after.
And do you want to share with everybody just quickly, you are actually like quarantined. You're on a 14-day quarantine.
Yes. I've been on a 14-day quarantine.
What you were doing?
Okay, so I'm on a 14-day quarantine that expires on Sunday. Thank you, Lord. So this experience has been, so last week, well, 2 weeks ago, I went to South Carolina for a leadership conference. And I remember I left the Thursday when I left Toronto, I remember our Doug Ford was encouraging people to go away with their, continue with their March break plan. Don't cancel your vacation. Just go away. We'll deal with everything as when we show up. So he was saying that the Wednesday, the Thursday. So now the Thursday, I'm at the airport, check-in, waiting for my flight, and I kept getting these texts. Where are you going? The schools are closed. This is locked down. And the news was going and all these stuff was happening while I was at the airport trying to leave the country. So my problem was like, I hope I could come back. That was my biggest fear, right? So I did went to South Carolina, the best experience ever. Sometimes you have to fight through those obstacles because I was able to connect with some amazing leaders who could help me grow my business and help me develop into what I need to do so that I could serve the people that I serve more efficiently. So that was amazing. Coming back, the Pearson Airport was empty, completely empty. The planes were empty. We were able to sit in one row by yourself. So social isolation was not a problem. Coming back, however, was the problem. And how would I say, the planes were packed, the Pearson Airport was so crowded. There was no social isolation. So I was more afraid at Pearson than anywhere else or during my 3-day travel to the state. And then coming home, my entire family was afraid to be around me, to touch me because of all the fear that was in the air and the media. My poor daughter thought she was going to die if she catch corona, so she couldn't. It was like I walked into like a home that rejected me, like fully rejected me. Right.
Oh.
My son gave up his room, because, he told me you could take my room because at least I'd have to make my bed and clean my room. So I've been in his room since. And it was like, wow, it was a shock to the system, knowing that you were away and you weren't able to get that welcoming support from your family. Like my husband picked me up at the airport. He wouldn't touch my bag. I had to sit in the back of the car. I had to bring my own bags in. I had to strip in the laundry room. I had to put my stuff in the washer. It was awful. It was an awful experience.
Wow.
But that's it.
Now you're back in the family and you're fully reintegrated.
Integrating slowly.
They've
back
accepted
into the
you
family.
for who you are.
Yes. Integrating in the family slowly, but not outside.
Right. This is Slippers the cat. He makes an appearance in every single video and Facebook Live I do. So
well, he needs his attention.
So, okay. What we wanted to come on at today and talk about is, well, actually, let's go back. I'm going to go backtrack again and say, let's talk about how we met.
Oh,
because that will kind of give some credibility, for lack of a better term, as to why we're talking about, 5 things that we can do with our special needs kiddos today for
yes.
Fridays 5.
Yes.
So,
okay. So, I met Meghan at the Accessibility Expo in Toronto, and at the time they had the Special Need Resource Center in Hamilton. And it was Beyond Services that launched our business, and we chose to launch our business because we knew that our target audience was going to be there, and we knew we would get the feedback as to where we need to navigate our business based on interacting with families. And you guys were right next door. We were roomies. We spent those 3 days together. We bond. We built a relationship, and it was an amazing connection. You guys were newbies. We were newbies. We both had started. I think you guys were in business like about a month or 2 before us, right?
I think so. It was like 3 years ago now, I think. And
yes.
Yeah, we just, the 4 of us all bonded so well.
Yeah, it was, I remember even your children came by, and yeah, it was an amazing bond. And as entrepreneurs, it's good. And as women, it's good that we're able to connect in such a way where we could help each other, we could navigate each other, we could support each other. Because throughout those years, we've been supporting each other. If it's even to call and say, hey, what's up? What are you doing? How is things going? And encouraging each other. It's amazing that we have that relationship and that connection. And we're able to support this community that need us so much based on just us just feeding into each other, right?
Exactly. And I'll share one point. My son actually came to Abilities Expo. Well, both my kids did. And my daughter ended up spending the entire time there. I basically ended up dropping her off, and then my son and I left and then came back. But while we were there, he still got to play around and run around and do things and everything. And Miss Nikisha here, she took my son for a walk all around Abilities Expo, this brand new space, massive space, tons of people around, dogs everywhere. And at the time, my son was not very comfortable with dogs, but there were service dogs and support dogs there, lots of, accessibility, products, everything everywhere, buses, like that weren't moving, but still they were there. And he just went with her. And he doesn't usually just leave me. So this is how trustworthy this wonderful lady is. And he followed every direction that she gave. He even started to get a little flustered at one point. But she's like, I got him, we're good. And he just walked off. I don't even know if you remember that or not, but he got my son's seal of approval. So there you go.
Yeah. The only thing I remember when you were leaving and he didn't want to leave, and then he was having a behavior, was having a rough time with that transition.
Yeah.
And I remember just jumping in, right? And it's like, but it's our instinct to just jump in because we have the skill. So when other people were running away or shunning away from the behavior, for us, it's like, okay, we know exactly what to do. So it's our instinct to just like, okay, assess the situation and see where we're able to help. Right. Exactly. So, and to help you to guide him out of the building so you could take him home.
Exactly. So, yes. So, because it was just becoming too overwhelming with him because of the big space, the new space, all the people.
It was a lot.
Everything.
Lots of stimulation.
I should check to see if they're still running this year. Actually.
They are. They're in, I know that they're all the way out in, we call it Verity Village. Check. Verity Village out in Scarborough. It's an accessibility, all ability, we call it, it's an all ability gym facilities. Right. It's an amazing facility. I usually take some of my clients there. So they have swimming, everything, workout room, whatever your ability is, you're able to do all activity there. All the machine comes out and in. If you're in a wheelchair, it's an amazing space. So that's where they've been doing it.
It's just whether or not it's still going with the quarantine thing.
Yeah, with the quarantine.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
So that should segue then very well into, I asked Nikisha to chat with everybody to talk from her expertise. And give suggestions, especially now, having gone from being completely family, no, don't come near me, to actually them accepting you back into the tribe. What to do in quarantine with our special needs kiddos?
Well, right now, I know it's a very, very hard time for families with loved ones with disability, especially children, because they don't understand. It's hard for you to explain why you can't go to school, why you can't see your friend, why we have to be stuck in the house. I have a client who called me on a regular. We check up on all our individuals. We have parents who, children who needs to be out every day. And now with the playground and the parks closing, it makes everything is becoming more difficult. Because for us, it's okay. We could stay in, we could find things to do. But when you have a special need child, and especially one with behavior, how do you manage to stimulate them enough to, I don't know, to just be comfortable in this new norm, because that's basically it. We have to get comfortable in this because we don't know how long it's going to be. So when you have a child with disability, it's completely different,
Yeah.
right? Because
On
it
our,
takes a
on our
while
end,
for them to adjust,
on our
right?
end, for example, the biggest issue that I'm working with is that my son keeps asking to go to his dad's.
Mm-hmm.
But his dad wants to quarantine basically from his last day of work, where he was in a very public space, to 14 days at least, to make sure that everything's okay. And how do I explain that to my
Yeah.
14-year-old son, who is developmentally 3 or 4 years old?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's been very difficult. So I've had to actually tell him that daddy's sick right now and you can't
Yeah.
go back until he's better, because that's the only thing that he
That that's
understands.
the only thing. And that's the thing. It's best for us to remember that we need to explain what's happening, but explain it at the cognitive level of your child, right?
Exactly.
So depending on where they are cognitively, you explain it. They understand what danger is. They understand what germs are. They understand about hygiene, because these are skills that we teach them on a regular anyways. So implement those kind of skills that they already know into your explanation why we're in the situation. Teach them what germs are. What is germs? How can germs make you sick? Right? In a way where they're able to understand it to their abilities. If you have to use pictures, if you have to use social stories, there's lots of great things on YouTube. Utilize the device, utilize your surrounding, utilize, if you have to use visual cues like soap, why do we use soap? Show them the soap. Hands over hand, role model. Those are things that we have to do. I encourage watching less and less news around your children, because they do pick up on those kind of things. Negative thing, for some reason, we all adopt faster to negative news and emotions more than the positive ones. So it's best, even if you have to watch the news, because we need to be informed, try to watch it when your children are not around, so that they're not getting all those negative emotion. Because when we're like, one more, they feel that, they sense it, right? Because we go in shock, right?
My dad actually, thankfully to him, he seems to be like my personal reporter right now. He's sending me links for every single announcement that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I can just quietly go and check my email
Yes.
without my son being within earshot, to then go and find out what the newest things are that I haven't already learned on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
of course, right? Because
Exactly.
everybody posts it on Facebook. But it's kind of nice to have, my own personal reporter with up-to-date information.
Yes, yes, yes. And it's one of the things that I encourage family to do, especially in this time. It's very, very important for you to, if your child is a routine kind of person, it's very important for you to form a new routine for them and stick to it. Because a lot of children with special need, transition is very hard for them, and they need to know what is expected. They need to know what comes next. So create a routine. If you have to do a visual routine with them, do that. If your child is more a relaxed kind of child and easily adjust, give them a little leeway, let them relax a little, right? Let them realize that this is also home. So, with us, like, we could choose if we want to be on a routine or if we don't want to be on a routine.
And just
Another
to
great.
jump on that, if I may,
Mhm.
Nikisha, to actually make sure that it's a routine that you can do.
Exactly.
It's such a simple statement, right? But
Yes.
there's no point scheduling to get up at 7 o'clock in the
No.
morning,
No.
when in my household, for example, I have 2 to 3 teenagers at any point in time,
Mhm.
and they're not getting up before one of them 8 o'clock and the other one 11. Like, it's just, don't bother with trying to kind of cut off the head before it
Mm-mm.
starts,
You,
and make sure that your routine is something that your family can actually manage.
and you know what I do, even with my children, I have 11 and a 7-year-old. And my husband, I know on Monday last week, they were telling you, oh, your children are on routines. My husband is like, person. He's like, you got to get them up on a routine. And I'm like, no, because I need to have some downtime as well. So
Exactly.
whenever they get up, they get up. that is my time. That is me time. So it's very important as parents for us to take those moments and enjoy them. Have yourself a cup of tea. Take that hot bath. Don't start your day. Take it easy. We're home anyways. If they go to bed later, so what? Right? Enjoy those downtime. If your child need the routine, then stick to it. But if your child don't need it, we're doing homeschooling for me at home. It depends on what my schedule look like because I'm keeping myself in a routine because I am my company. I am my business, right? So I need to be in a routine. Children don't need to be in a routine. So maybe yesterday we did homeschooling in the morning. Today, because I had things to do, we're gonna do homeschooling in the afternoon, right?
Mhm.
So be flexible with your routine. Let your routine work for you. It's so important. It has to work for you,
It doesn't need
right?
to be
Another thing,
perfect. It doesn't need to look like anyone else's that they're showing on Facebook, which is
mhm,
very different from what's actually
yes,
happening. I'll
yes,
tell you right here, right now, I am completely surrounded by, there's 3 boxes here and 4 piles of paper because I started sorting through those 3 boxes that have been up in the attic. I started sorting through everything yesterday.
yeah,
And now there's piles of paper here. It looks okay from this part, but in front and beside me, not so much. So it's all about perception, right? So
yes.
don't think that everybody else has it all together.
No, no. We all are, as I say, we are
Nobody knows
all
what they're
in it
doing right now.
together. We're all in this together. It doesn't matter who you are, what your family look like. Everybody, we all, even if you're an essential worker and you have to go, because I'm an essential worker, I choose to be home right now because of my children. One is home, and two, because my organization is closed, because it is what it is, right? But we are all in this together. Essential workers, they have to come home and deal with their family
Yeah.
and the rejection of their family,
Yeah.
right? So everybody's going through it differently. Um,
And I'm
one of
just noticing there's a comment here. Ton had posted just a reminder that kids need proper sleep though too.
yes, yes,
So
that's
yes,
what I said.
make sure
Yes.
that everybody's sleeping
Mhm,
still. Try
mhm.
to this may be a great time for those of us that don't actually sleep very much, to try to get 8 hours of sleep a night,
Yes,
and our kiddos need more. So
yes.
factor that in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's part of your routine because I know some parents, like for me, I like my morning time and my evening time. So getting your children to bed at a good time give you that extra time,
Mhm.
right? One other thing for children with disability, if they have a protocol, a behavior protocol or any kind of protocol, it is so important for you to continue that protocol.
So do you want to expand a little more on that? Because I don't
Um,
know if everybody understands what a
okay,
protocol
so
means.
for instance, if you have a child with a complex needs or I'll say behavioral, one moment. Braden and Tia, thank you. Yes,
Hashtag real life.
real life, they're fighting.
Mine's
Braden and
wandering around
Tia,
the house right now,
thank
just
you.
laughing his head off. So, whatever.
Okay, yes. So say for instance, if your child has a behavioral protocol that, how would I say it? Say for instance, your child have a behavior where he might bang his head if he's anxious or if he's uncertain of certain things, and there's a protocol in place that if he does this, you do this. If he does this, you do this. Continue with those protocol, because what will happen if you stop following whatever behavioral protocol or whatever system that is in place to help your child to manage himself, what will happen now, you might develop new behaviors. And if your child, no, I'm not done yet, sweetie. If your child develop new behaviors, now you're going to have a new situation on your hands. And we have to remember that now you're getting less and less support. You're not getting the support that you normally get, because before, even if you have your child, most of the time, they usually go to school, right? Maybe you're able to hire a support worker to come in and help you. Now you're not getting no help at all. So this is not the time for your child to develop new behaviors, because how are you going to manage those new behaviors when you don't have access to your psychologist, when you don't have access to your behavioral therapist, when you don't have access to your occupational therapist, right? So whatever
honestly,
that.
they're going to be increasing behaviors anyway because
Yes.
they're crazy as we are. But just
Yes.
we know what's going on in our bodies
Mm-hmm.
and how much we're going, oh my God, we have to get out of the house. Well, our kiddos are feeling that too. Plus,
Yes.
they're feeling our own internal
Mm-hmm.
battle. So behaviors are going to happen. It's
Yes.
about minimizing those behaviors.
And one of the way to minimize that is, hold on, Braden and Tia, please, thank you. Yeah, one of the way to minimize that is by creating a token system or reward system as well in your home, right? So you could do that yourself, right? Where a token system is, okay, after you do this, then we reward you, or after, have something where, or you could break your day up where this is what we do in the afternoon, then you get a reward. This is what we do in the morning, in the evening, then you get a reward. So if you break the day up so that there's something for them to work towards, that will minimize the behavior as well. So creating a reward system is great. Have lots of visuals for those who need, use simple language for those who need it. Also, don't be afraid to use PRN. And for some of you who don't know what that is, it's a medication that help the individual to regulate their behavior. So don't be afraid to use that, because especially now with anxiety and with all going on and urgency that's happening, and like I say before, we might get that spike of behavior. So don't be afraid to use the PRN and follow the protocol, right? And you know the
What
antecedent.
does
This is your
PRN stand for?
PRN stand for as needed medication.
Okay.
Right? And usually a PRN has a protocol. So follow that protocol. And you are the expert of your child. You know your child, anything else. You know your child, you are the expert. So you're supposed to know what the antecedents are. And when I say antecedents, what are those triggers, what are those signs that my child is going to elevate? You know that. When you see those signs, it is time for you to interject and implement something new, right? Or whatever method that calms your child down, it is now your time to do that, because you know your child more than anyone else. You are the expert.
And not only do you need to keep up with the medication that's needed for different behaviors, but to also stay on track with whatever medication your child regularly takes anyways. And also your own. If
Yes, yes.
you're also on meds, you need to make sure that you're taking them yourself every single day.
And also, I know for us, for Beyond Services, we are available to the families that we support. So you call. So if reach out to your doctor. He called me, did his assessment for my doctor. My daughter, he did a prescription. So there are professionals who are available virtually. Reach out to those. Whatever center that your child used to go to, what do they have in place? Centers have means for you to contact them, because there will be crisis, and I know there's going to be crisis right now. A lot of crises are going to happen because children with disability or adults or youth with disability, this is new. This is completely new for them. And if it's so hard for us to adjust, you could just only imagine how hard it is for them to adjust.
Exactly.
Right.
And
So,
the majority of places where, you may have taken your child for therapy, for play, for respite for yourself, they're all moving online somehow.
yes,
Right?
yes.
It may be taking some time to figure out how to do that, but they're still making it happen.
Yes.
And this is a whole new age now. So, glitches happen,
Utilize it.
all that stuff, right? But reach out somehow to those therapists, to the doctor's offices, they will have on the voicemail message that you usually call in a
Out
panic
of
at
context.
3 o'clock in the morning, how
Yes.
to reach them if possible. I mean,
Yes.
even Oprah is available. Like, you know,
Everybody's making themselves available. And
every morning I watch, Tea with Gary V. Like
yes,
everybody is making themselves available because everybody is meeting people again.
yeah.
Even if you're an
Yeah.
introvert, I swear
Yes.
you still need us people.
And it's very important for you.
They're going a little crazy.
And it's very important for us to understand that you're not in this alone.
Yeah.
You still have a community who you're able to reach out to, and and get whatever support we're able to give you. We're there. We're here for you. The doors are not all closed. It might be physically closed, but virtually we are available.
Exactly.
Right. And sometimes it's just to talk. I
Yep.
have clients who just want to talk, and I make myself available just to talk.
Yeah, I'm finding it's taking me a couple days now sometimes to get back to people because I'm getting so many phone calls and so many
Yes.
messages. And, I'm trying, but also with me spending time on videos like this and FaceTime and Zoom and everything to try to keep the business going, I'm getting tired of
I
talking.
know.
So it's taking me some time. And I'll be honest that, it does sometimes take me a day or two to get back to people now.
Yes. Yes. We're busy virtually. So
Yes.
I did write 5 things that family could do.
Yay, let's finally get to that, shall we? We've still been giving great tidbits, but yeah.
Okay. So one of the things that I have here, number one, is creative planning. Now is the time for your creative hat to just take it off. I know Megan and I, we're being so creative. I have skill that I didn't even know that I have. I am now like a
Different kinds
technical
of creative, though.
genius. Hmm?
It's different kinds of creative. I don't, I'm not going to paint a masterpiece, that's for sure.
Yes. So depending on your child, like say for instance, like household chore. We could be very creative with household chore. I know for me, if you just say, hey, come do the laundry, to do this, do that, nobody wants to do that. But if you make a game out of it, if you make it fun, if you have a token system at the end of it, make it fun. Make it something that your child want to do. Laundry is not just laundry. We're going to watch the fish in the ocean and have them watch the water spin in the washer. Make a story. What's in the washer? That's not laundry. You could use your imagination, make it fun that your child want to be a part of it. Right? Special need children has very their attention span is very, very limited, very limited. But if you make whatever activity that you're doing fun and enjoyable, the time will just fly away, and they will ask to do it again tomorrow. They will volunteer to do this task because you make it super fun. Be creative.
I just have a comment from Anthony saying, thinking outside the box, you don't know what you can do until you have to do it.
Exactly. Another thing that I would like to say is have a secret stash.
A secret stash of what, Nikisha?
So I know in my area, Dollarama is still open. Walmart is still open. Go to these places and find unique craft ideas, books, anything that you think your child will enjoy. Just buy them and have them in a secret stash place or a treasure chest, somewhere where it's not accessible at all time. So this is your secret stash that you're going to use in times of crisis, when you need downtime, or when you run out of ideas. But when you go to this secret stash, you gotta create a big excitement. Like, we're going to the ocean, we're going to the sea. I don't know, just be so excited about the secret stash. You gotta bring the fun, you gotta bring the excitement so that your child feel that energy. And when they feel that energy, they're like, I wonder what's in there.
Well, and even if you have it all in a box or something and you like cover it in, I'm going to say the G word, glitter.
Yes.
Or stickers or pom-poms or something to make it visually attractive.
Yes.
to our kiddos, right? Take some of their pictures. Oh, I know this because I have a whole bunch of pictures over here that I need to file of their artwork that they've brought home in previous years. Cut things out, like get them to cut things out, and they can actually paste it all over this box to make the box itself more exciting for when you go to this secret stash.
But don't make it accessible at all time, because then you will lose the magic.
Exactly.
It's a magical box, and you don't want to lose that magic, because this is where you're going to get that break that you need.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. Let's go to 3.
Okay, so number 3, have a chef moment day. We all love a chef moment day. Every day, just have a chef moment. Create those chef moments. And it depends on the ability of your child. It could be something as simple as making a smoothie. It could be something as cooking dinner, depending on the ability of your child. Have those chef moments, because, you know, food is, we all love food. Right? So why not use that? And I know most children, adult, disability, anybody with special, food is their number one thing.
Absolutely.
So have those chef moments throughout the day. Maybe at lunchtime, like you could just put it within your schedule, make it something special. We're going to have a smoothie day every day, you know, or we're going to have a cupcake moment, you know, or whatever it is. Have those chef moments, because food will be one of your greatest reward for your child. But, you know, but we have to be mindful of diets, right? Because you don't want to spike those energy. So you got to be very mindful of what kind of food, what those chef moments look like. And as I say, it has to cater to the ability and the ability of the child. Yes. And sometimes, even if something you could do too, depending on the ability, put out the baking goods, put it on the kitchen counter and see what your child do with it. Just, who cares if they make it? Yeah, let them have fun. See what they do with it. They might surprise you.
Oh, they completely will surprise you.
Yeah, put the ingredients out, put the stuff out and see what they do with it. And
don't put the ingredients out and say, hey, see if we can make cupcakes. And see what they come up with. It'll be a disaster, I tell you, but it'll be so much fun for them.
It will be. So right now is the time to think outside the box.
Yeah. Okay, number 4.
Number 4 is quiet time. You need a quiet area. And when I said a quiet area, a lot of time people will tell their child to go to their room for your quiet time. No, create a quiet space somewhere in your room for your child that is not their room, and create that space with your child as well. Include things that your child love, like maybe a teddy bear, their special book, whatever it is. Create a space within your home, and this is their space. No one else in the room or in the house is allowed to use this space.
Love it.
Explain to your child that, hey, this space, whenever you need to use it, just go there. Whenever you feel anxious, go there. Whenever you feel like there's too much going on here, just go there. Whenever you just need that downtime, just go there. This is your space.
My son has that in his class because he's in an autism specific class. And they actually have a space set up in the corner, you know, that just has that quiet time where the kiddos can go, and everybody respects that. It's got blankets and pillows and all their fun stuff that they like to cuddle up in, and that's how they do it there.
And who knows, you know, you have to make your environment works for you, and you have to make it fun. You have to make it enjoyable, because we might be in this situation for the next 2-3 months.
I'm ignoring that statement right now. Okay. This extrovert needs people.
Okay. And the number 5. Number 5 is ways, I would say, community walk. Choose time when you could go for a walk in your community. I would say early morning, because nobody's out.
Right.
So if you're able to take your child out first thing in the morning, if they're a morning person, take them for that walk. Later on in the evening, afternoon, take them for those walks. I know for some areas like Toronto, the parks are closed. In Brampton, the parks are still open. Yeah, in Brampton, the parks are still open. I called 311 yesterday because I was investigating for a family. So the parks are open. They're just encouraging social distancing.
Yeah, in
Right.
Hamilton, they're closed.
So
Park and trails are
yes.
closed here.
So call 311 for your areas to see what's open and what's closed and utilize those space,
Mhm.
right? Just you and your child. That's your social
Seen
distancing.
some memes on graphics anyways on Facebook with community walks where
Mhm.
they're actually giving ideas of what pictures to put in the windows.
Yes. Oh,
And as you're walking through each of the neighborhoods, you
I
can take
like
a look
that.
and see whereabouts they are. So the first one was for St. Patrick's Day, for example, you know, do
Mhm.
your St. Patrick's Day picture in the window, and then people can walk around in the
Yes.
neighborhood and
I
you can
love
look.
that.
So if you actually know your neighbors,
If
uh,
you know your neighbors.
one, this might be a good time to get to know them if you don't know them, but send them all a message saying, like, let's do this community parade type of thing, and everybody get all the pictures in the windows.
I love it.
And I mean, we've got older kids more or less on this street, but with younger kids, like, can you imagine in a survey with a whole bunch of young kids and everybody on this day, put your, rainbows out on
Yes,
the
yes.
windows and stuff. So I think that would be really cute to watch.
Yeah. And another thing, go for a drive.
Oh yeah.
Go for a drive. Go for a long. Gas is so cheap right now. You have
I
no reason
know.
not to go for a drive. None. Drive into I love driving out in the countries.
Mm-hmm.
Scenic. It's common.
Go take a look at the cows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go for a long, long, long drive.
Yes, exactly.
Gas is
Take
dirt
food,
cheap.
take food for the kiddos in the
Yep.
car, take a drink, take a bag to put all the garbage in, all that kind of stuff, but go and enjoy that time with your kiddos.
Yes.
And I mean, what I did the other day with my son was I took him for a car ride, and then we frankly just found an empty parking lot and I let him run around there,
And you know what?
carrying back and forth, and it was fine.
And all the church parking lots are open. Like parking lots are open everywhere.
Exactly.
Utilize them, right? Utilize them. As long as you're in the space by yourself, that is social distancing.
Exactly.
And you could even go out there and play games, right?
Yeah,
Bring a ball, kick a ball around, just you and your child in an empty
absolutely.
parking lot. No one will tell you you can't be there as long as it's just you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right? So those are some of our tips. Is there any questions for us?
I haven't seen any questions come up, but if you do have any questions, just place them in the comments section
Okay.
below. Um, I just wanted to kind of recap the 5 things. I wrote them down. So,
Okay. Yes.
one is to do creative planning. Okay, get your creative juices going. 2, have a secret stash of unique crafts, gifts, and toys and books and all that fun stuff. 3, have a chef moment every day. 4 is have a quiet time, space, or area in the house for your kiddo. And 5, do a community walk or drive
Yes.
around every day, especially with gas so cheap right now. It's fantastic. I saw it up to like 75 at one gas station this morning. I'm like, that's really expensive.
I saw it. Yeah. I think the cheapest I saw was 54 or 55. I was like, what? The last time I've seen gas like that, it was probably 10.
Yeah, I was going to say I was probably a teenager. So this is kind of cool. Yeah, so I'm not seeing any questions from people.
Okay.
But
Well, if they want to replay and ask any question, you and I will engage. If you want to reach
absolutely.
out to me or Megan, we're available. Just direct message us.
Yep.
Message us.
And one of us will put, actually, Nikisha, do you want to go on the comment section after we finish the live and just post all of your social media links
Will
on
do.
there?
Will do.
Okay.
All
That
right.
would work really well, I think. And yay, thank you for helping me with the whole like talk on Zoom, Facebook Live thing.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very
So,
much.
thank you so much for joining us, and go and enjoy your family, and good luck with the whole 14-day quarantine thing being done soon.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.